Major General is a military rank used in many countries. It is derived from the older rank of Sergeant Major General. The disappearance of the sergeant in the title explains the apparently confusing phenomenon whereby a lieutenant general outranks a major general. In the Commonwealth and United States, it is a division commander's rank subordinate to the rank of lieutenant general and senior to the rank of brigadier general. In some countries, including much of Eastern Europe, Major General is the lowest of the general officer ranks, with no brigadier grade rank above colonel. In France, Major General is an appointment, normally of Corps General. The Major General assists a Chief of Staff. There is one Major General for the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces as a whole, and one for each of the 4 Armed Forces Chiefs. In some small countries, such as Estonia, Major General is the highest rank currently used. In the Commonwealth, Major General is equivalent to the Navy rank of Rear Admiral, and in air forces with a separate rank structure, it is equivalent to Air Vice Marshal. Countries Australia Austria In the old Austro-Hungarian army, the Major General was called a Generalmajor. Today's Austrian Federal Army still uses the same term. See also rank insignias of the Austro-Hungarian Armed Forces. Canada In the Canadian Armed Forces, the rank of Major General is both a Canadian Army and Royal Canadian Air Force rank equivalent to the Royal Canadian Navy's rank of Rear Admiral. A Major General is a general officer, the equivalent of a naval flag officer. The Major General rank is senior to the ranks of Brigadier General and Commodore, and junior to Lieutenant General and Vice Admiral. Prior to 1968, the Air Force used the rank of Air Vice Marshal instead. The rank insignia for a Major General in the Royal Canadian Air Force is a wide braid under a single narrow braid on the cuff, as well as 2 silver maple leaves beneath crossed sword and baton, all surmounted by St. Edward's crown. In the Canadian Army, the rank insignia is a pip on top of a crossed sword and sabre. It is worn on the shoulder straps of the service dress tunic, and on slip-ons on other uniforms. On the visor of the service cap are 2 rows of gold oak leaves. Major Generals are initially addressed as General, a name, as are all general officers. Thereafter by subordinates as Sir, or Ma'am as applicable in English, or Mon gar copyright na copyright ral in French. Major Generals are normally entitled to staff cars. Estonia In the Estonian military, the Major General rank is called Kindralmajor. Finland The Finnish military equivalent is Kinralmajori in Finnish, and Generalmajor in Swedish. France The French equivalent to the rank of Major General is gar copyright na copyright ral de division. In the French military, Major gar copyright na copyright ral is not a rank but an appointment conferred on some generals, usually of gar copyright na copyright ral de corps d'armes copyright E rank, acting as head of staff of one of the armed forces. The Major General assists the Chief of Staff of the French Army with matters such as human resources, management, and discipline, and his role is roughly analogous with the British Army position of Adjutant General to the forces. The position of Major gar copyright na copyright ral can be considered the equivalent of a Deputy Chief of Staff. There are 5 Major Generals: the Major General of the Armed Forces, Head of the General Staff, the Major General of the Army, the Major General of the Navy, the Major General of the Gendarmerie and the Major General of the Air Force. In the French Army, Major General is a position and the Major General is normally of the rank of Corps General. Historically, the French Army had some sergeant majors gar copyright na copyright ro, also called sergeants de bataille, whose task was to prepare the disposition of the army on the field before a battle. These sergeants majors gar copyright na copyright ro became a new rank, the Mara copyright chal de camp, which was the equivalent of the rank of Major General. However, the term of Major gar copyright na copyright ral was not forgotten and used to describe the appointment of Army's Chiefs of Staff. One well-known French Major gar copyright na copyright ral was Marshal Louis-Alexandre Berthier. Major General of Napoli copyright ons Grand Armor copyright E. Georgia In Georgia the rank Major General has 1 star for security forces. The Army however doesn't follow the traditional Soviet model and uses the nowadays more common 2-star insignia. Germany equals, the German Army and Luftwaffe referred to the rank as Generalmajor until 1945. Prior to 1918, the rank of Generalleutnant was used to define a division commander, whereas Generalmajor was a brigade commander. West Germany, with the remilitarization of Germany in 1955 on West Germany's admission to NATO, the Heer adopted the rank structure of the U.S., with the authority of the three lower ranks being moved up one level, and the rank of Brigadier General added below them. The rank of Generaloberst was no longer used. GDR National People's Army, the National Volksarmee of the German Democratic Republic continued the use Generalmajor, abbreviated as Gen MAJ, as the lowest general officer rank until reunification in 1990. It was equivalent to Kontradmiral. Hungary equals, in the Magyar Omva copyright copyright G, the equivalent rank to Major General is Visa copyright Renegi. Iran equals, in the Iranian Army and Air Force, the ranks above Colonel are respectively Sartip Dovam, Sartip, Zalashkar, Sipahbud, and Artespud. Ireland equals, in the Irish Defence Forces, there are two major generals. They are deputy chiefs of staff with separate responsibility for operations and support. India equals, Major General in the Indian Army is equivalent to Rear Admiral in the Indian Navy and Air Vice Marshal in the Indian Air Force and is the lowest of the general officer ranks, ranking higher than a brigadier and lower than a lieutenant general. Israel equals, in the Israel Defense Forces, a major general is called an alif and is the second highest rank, subordinate to Rav Alif, the rank held by the Chief of Staff. Italy equals, in Italy, the equivalent of Major General is the Army rank of General D Division. In the Army the General D Division is the commander of a division. Japan equals, because there is no Brigadier General in Japan, Major General is the rank of Brigade Commander. Although former Rakugan Shah, unregistered trademark a degree in the Imperial Japanese Army was equivalent to Major General, Rakusha Ho, unregistered trademark a degree E-A, in the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force is equivalent to Major General at present. Euro equals Kenya equals, in Kenya, Major General is the third highest rank. It is subordinate to General and Lieutenant General, and superior to Brigadier and Colonel. South Korea equals, in South Korea, the rank of Major General is known as Sejang. New Zealand equals, in the New Zealand Army, Major General is the rank held by the Chief of Army. The more senior rank of Lieutenant General is reserved for when an Army officer holds the position of Chief of Defence Force, who commands all New Zealand's armed forces. This position is subject to rotation between the heads of the Air Force, Army, and Navy. North Korea equals, the rank of Sejang is also used in North Korea, where it is the lowest general officer and flag officer rank, equivalent to a one-star general. The North Korean equivalent to a two-star general is Jungjang, which roughly translates as lieutenant general. Norway equals, in the Norwegian Army, the Air Force and the Home Guard, Generalmajor is the lowest general officer rank, equivalent to Kontradmiral in the Navy. Pakistan equals, Major General in the Pakistan Army is equivalent to Rear Admiral in the Navy and Air Vice Marshal in the Air Force. It is the lowest of the general officer ranks, ranking between Brigadier and Lieutenant General. The Pakistan Army has two female Major Generals. Poland equals. General Brigadier is the lowest rank for generals in the Polish Army. Depending on the context, it is equivalent to either the modern rank of Major General, or the rank of Brigadier General. Portugal equals, the rank of Major General was reintroduced in the Portuguese Army, Air Force and National Republican Guard in 1999 in place of the former rank of Brigadier. It was previously used in the Army, from 1862 to 1864. It is equivalent to the rank of Contra-Almirante in the Portuguese Navy. In the first half of the 20th century, Major General was not used as a rank in the Portuguese military, but as an appointment title conferred to the general officers that acted as the service branch military heads of the Navy and of the Army. The roles of Major General of the Navy and Major General of the Army became extinct in 1950, with their functions being transferred to the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces. Somalia in Somalia, Major General is used within the Somali Armed Forces for the highest-ranking military official. Sweden in Sweden, the rank of General Major is used in the Army, the Amphibious Corps and the Air Force. It is the equivalent to Konteradmiral in the Navy. It is typically held by the Inspector Generals of the three service branches, and the head of the Swedish Military Intelligence and Security Service. Switzerland in Switzerland, the rank of General Major is called Divisioner Currency or Divisionaire. Thailand in Thailand, the rank of Major General is called Pontri Aa Micron for the Royal Thai Army, which is equivalent to Rear Admiral for the Navy, and Air Vice Marshal for the Air Force. Turkey the Turkish Army and Air Force refer to the rank as Tar-1 Kortum General. The Turkish Navy equivalent is Tar-1 Kortum Amiral. The name is derived from Tar-1 Kortumen, the Turkish word for a military division. Thus, linguistically, it is similar to the French equivalent for a Major General, Gar copyright Na copyright Ralda Division. United Kingdom In the British Army and Royal Marines, Major General ranks below Lieutenant General and above Brigadier, and is thus the lowest of the general officer ranks, although always considered equivalent to Major General in other countries. Divisions are usually commanded by Major Generals, and they also hold a variety of staff positions. The professional head of the Royal Marines currently holds the rank of Major General. From April 1, 1918 to July 31, 1919, the Royal Air Force maintained the rank of Major General. It was superseded by the rank of Air Vice Marshal on the following day. Major General is equivalent to Rear Admiral in the Royal Navy and Air Vice Marshal in the Royal Air Force. United States In the United States Army, a Major General typically commands a division of 10,000 to 20,000 soldiers and is capable of fully independent field operations. They may also serve as senior directors on Army and Joint Staffs. In the case of the Army National Guard, they may also serve as the Adjutant General for their state, Commonwealth or territory. In the United States Marine Corps, Major Generals typically serve as commanding generals of Marine Expeditionary Forces, Marine Divisions, Marine Aircraft Wings, Joint Task Force Commanders, or senior directors on Marine Corps and Joint Staffs. In the United States Air Force, Major Generals typically serve as numbered Air Force Commanders, Vice Commanders of three-star commands, Joint Task Force Commanders, Warfare Center, Training Center, Weapons Center, or Logistics Center Commanders, or Senior Directors on Air Force and Joint Staffs. In the case of the Air National Guard, they may also serve as the Adjutant General for their state, Commonwealth or territory. Vietnam In Vietnam, the rank of Major General is known as Thai Thai Degree ONG. It is used in the Army and the Air Force. It is the equivalent to copyright NAARC in the Navy. The rank of Thai Thai Degree ONG is the lowest general officer and flag officer rank, equivalent to a one-star general and admiral. In the Vietnamese People's Army, a Major General commands a corps of 30,000 to 40,000 soldiers and is capable of fully independent field operation. Insignia Army Air Force Naval Infantry Fictional references Major General Stanley is the modern Major General from Gilbert and Sullivan's 1879 comic opera, The Pirates of Penzance. Stanley is a satire of the aristocratic, learned officers in the British Army of the day who were commissioned as general officers without any military experience. He sings the enduring Major General's song, in the science fiction television series Stargate SG-1, the commanding officer of Stargate Command from seasons 1 to 7 is Major General George Hammond. From season 9, the position is taken up by Major General Hank Landry. Bartholomew Bandy, the air ace from Donald Jack's Bandy Papers series, ends the First World War as a Major General at the age of only 26. In the anime movie Robotech 2, The Sentinels, the lead character, Rick Hunter, holds the rank of Major General. Con artist Private Harry Frigg, played by Academy Award-winning actor Paul Newman, is promoted overnight to Major General in the 1968 war comedy, The Secret War of Harry Frigg. The third Judge Advocate General of the show JAG is a Major General, Major General Gordon Biff Criswell, USMC, portrayed by David Andrews. The U.S. Army forces sent to occupy Brooklyn, New York in the siege are commanded by Major General William Devereux, portrayed by Bruce Willis. See also, Comparative Military Ranks, Military Unit. Footnotes, Militarisches Studiengloser English Tale 1, LA Euro Z, Bundesprozessamt, page 742, Definition, Major General, MG. Commander of the Defense Forces, Estonia. Headquarters of the Estonian Defense Forces. Retrieved May 15, 2014. Bowden and Tarbox, p. 24. The authors write that FML is the same as Lieutenant General and General Feldwachtmaster the same as Major General. But they list no equivalent rank to Brigadier General. Nevertheless, the page cited is an excellent source of Austro-Hungarian ranks. Somalia, a country study a Euro Army ranks and insignia, www.marines.mil. References, Boatner, Mark M., 3. The Civil War Dictionary. New York, David McKay, 1959. ISBN 0-679-50013-8. Bowden, Scotty and Tarbox, Charlie. Armies on the Danube 1809. Arlington, Texas, Empire Games Press, 1980. OCLC 6649795. Foote, Shelby. The Civil War, A Narrative. Volume 2. New York, Random House, 1986. ISBN 0-394-74621-X.